Start. A very good afternoon, everyone. I, Priyanka Goswami, Assistant Professor, Department of Management Studies, welcome you all on behalf of GL Bajaj Institute of Technology and Management, Greater Noida, for the second session of Day 2 Faculty Development Program on the topic of understanding and implementing outcome-based education in professional education, sponsored by Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam Technical University in association with State Project Implementation Unit, Lucknow, Uttar Pradesh. Now, I would like to have a privilege to welcome and introduce our eminent resource person, Professor Dr. N Reddy Sir, who have done his MTech from IIT Madras and PhD from IIT Delhi. He had also given a direction to JNT University, Hyderabad as a vice chancellor and well-known academician in the country. Sir has also held several positions in Osmania University in various levels. He was also responsible for career growth of scientists as chairman RAC-DRDO, Ministry of Defense, for nearly 8,000 scientists in 52 laboratories across the country. Apart from that, he also served as a member of University Grant Commission and National Board of Accreditation as chairman appellate committee. If I'll speak anything else about his achievements, I'll fall short of words. Now I requesting Professor Dr. Reddy Sir to preside over the program. Over to you, sir.
Thank you, Dr. Priyanka Goswami, for speaking good words about me. And in fact, I appreciate GL Bajaj Institute of Management and Technology for organizing this faculty development program in association with Dr. APJ Abdul Kalam University in Lucknow and also SPIU Lucknow for jointly organizing this 5-day faculty development program on the implementation of the professional education OBE, implementation OBE for professional education. And I appreciate, I think 5-day program inaugurated on 23rd. I think today is the second day, I believe. I'm very happy to participate in this program. My, of course, session will be on the project-based learning and design of outcome-based curriculum. That's what actually topic given to me. I hope that how many participants are there, madam? Dr. Priyanka? I think
Sir, currently 35,
35
but
faculty.
they're about to join.
Okay,
They're joining.
okay.
Yes. Yes, people are also connected with the Facebook, sir. Oh
Okay.
no, the YouTube.
Okay, they
Yes,
can
sir.
also access.
Yes, sir.
So I'll share the screen from my side only.
Yes, sir, please.
Okay, it'll be easy for. So is it visible to you, madam?
Yes, sir. It's
Okay.
visible.
So I'll be speaking on project-based learning and design of outcome-based curriculum.
Sure, sir.
I think the session is for 2 to 4, but if you
Yes,
tell
sir.
me any break is given, I would like to give break. Okay.
Okay.
So the higher education institution, I just initially some 3, 4 slides, I just give introduction about why do you need to have a particularly higher education and technical education. The vision is required, providing access, equity, and quality of education. These are important parameters from Government of India point of view. Access and equity we have achieved already. Only quality is the concern. That's why we are here discussing about outcome-based education, OBE for professional education. Improving teaching learning with the technology is the key, particularly for improving the quality of education, teaching learning with the technology. Today, technology in front of us. We should make use of technology for teaching learning so that students understand better. Knowledge, what are the institutions meant for is institutions are meant for knowledge creation. We create knowledge in the classroom, create knowledge among student community. So at the end of the day, they can contribute for industry or society at large, apart from their own career growth. So the knowledge creation, prosperity comes from industry, knowledge creation comes from education institution. So we should share together, we should come together, particularly in industry institution. innovation ecosystem. All the institutions, we should have a innovation ecosystem you have to build, so that end of the day student learning should happen. Then when learning happen, then they will achieve excellence. When excellence is there, they'll innovate. So learning, excellence, innovation, these are the buzzwords where the innovation ecosystem has to build in the campus, in the education institution, whether college or institution or university, wherever. That's more important, particularly for student community. Our responsibility for policy makers is that innovation ecosystem has to build capacity building and competencies. Capacity building has to happen among faculty members, and competency levels has to rise so that we can teach better. So the imbibe higher level of understanding in the classroom, so that end of the day, once capacity is there among faculty and among the student community, they can able to contribute for innovation and creativity. Research outcomes are important. So normally what happens is most of our faculty, we get PhD, publish papers, and attend conferences, international, national conferences. But the research outcomes, how they are useful to industry and society, these have to be assessed. Not simply own personal growth. Okay, you get qualification, you get promotions, you get all that fine. But how these research findings of the faculty or research student, how they are useful to industry and also for society, either in terms of patents or in terms of trademark, whatever it may be, it should be useful to society at large. That is the whole intention of the outcomes. The strategic planning is required for any institution. So the global networking important nowadays, because of internet, because of ICT, we can access networking with any university institution across the world. So global network in your chosen field. So networking for our own interest in which area, or even student exchange, faculty exchange, or sharing of the courses, or R&D or research pursuit. Global networking is important. Strategic alliances. We need to have a strategic alliances within our city, within our state, within our country. So the alliances with industry, R&D institution, education institution, universities, wherever expertise there, we should be able to align with them. So strategic alliances are very important. Technology enabled learning. Today, technology enabled learning is important because the education is a key driver for economic development of any country. So technology today, either internet or IT or ICT, so this growth in technology is important for enabling learning concept we have to use in the classroom. So technology enabled learning gives either in terms of online learning or blended learning or e-content and resource based learning. E-content and resource based. So the e-content should be made available. I think we have NPTEL courses are there, MOOCs courses are there, or similarly UGC is giving some courses, AICT is giving. So the e-content should be made available to the student, and resources should be shared with them for learning, because instead of depending only on the classroom instruction, they should have their own pace of learning also important. Research collaboration with many industries, either manufacturing industry, IT industry, electronic industry, pharma industry, or biotech industry, or any industry which we require to have a collaboration. So collaboration means not on signing just MOU, but real sense. Our faculty should be able to participate in the whatever outcomes with industry requirements, so that collaborations should be encouraged. Particularly, we have DRDO laboratories are the R&D, CSR laboratories are there. Many other R&D laboratories in MNCs are there. So these should similarly atomic energy, ISRO, many R&D institutions are there in the country. So we have a research collaboration so that the findings should be useful to society, industry. So demand-driven programs and courses to be started, because most of the institution, because AICT gave earlier about 480 students in IT, 480 in computer science. So it's a simply vertical growth. So the demand-driven programs, courses to be introduced in the institution, so that end of the day is a cross migration and expertise interdisciplinary approach to be inculcated. Active industry academic interface is important, which I emphasize that industry meant for prosperity, academic for knowledge creation. So both should come together. Active industry academic interface important. Technology incubation. So at the end of the day, final year students, when they're going out, we should create a confidence among them, incubation facility, 2 3 years, give them all inputs to them. So incubate in one idea, whatever they have idea, the startup culture. So the government of India also encouraging technology incubation, technology development. So the technology incubators we have to versatilely create in the institution so that at least few students also come up in the life. They start their own ventures, own corporate, or they can able to serve the society. End of the day, students are benefited. Education imperatives, skills and knowledge are important. Basically today outcome based education emphasizes skills, knowledge, and attitude, behavior. So this is the three buzzwords of the outcome based education. Knowledge is a chosen field of education what they are pursuing. Skills are important, soft skills and analytical skills. Soft skills means personality and communication, analytical skills problem solving ability, and knowledge in the chosen field is important. Education employment gap is widening in country, not only our country, many countries education employment gap is there. We need to bridge the gap. So education institution alone cannot bridge education employment gap. We need to have a skill based courses, industry tie up, industry personnel coming and teaching here, and internship, project based learning, and all these enable education employment gap is to be bridged. Because whatever they say, NASCOM or UNESCO, whatever reports are coming in, they say only 26 to 28% students are employed. Not that other students are on the roads, they may be doing odd jobs befitting to the qualification they are acquired from university. They should be able to use the knowledge, so that industry can absorb them. So that is the real job which students are graduating students going to get in the industry. Education employment gap is to be bridged, so that end of the day, for that we require to have a skill development courses we have to introduce in the institutions versatilely. And now present government of India policy also imparting skills, so in various sectors, whether engineering colleges or universities or even degree colleges, that is the importance given for startups as well as skills. Quality employment citizenship, what is required is quality education to be imparted in the institution. Ultimately students are looking for employment, and not only getting a degree and employment, but they should be good citizen of the country. That is the inculcate among them the character that citizenship is most important, the nation is most important than anything else. So these are the important things we have to inculcate to the student community. Develop key behavioral skills. So behavior is important, attitude, behavior, because IT industry when they come for recruitment of the student, so they'll see behavioral skills, attitude. So soft skills they will see more than knowledge. Of course, the core industry is there, so they are looking for a knowledge base in the chosen field. But IT enabled industry or any service industry, they're looking for more of attitudes and behavioral skills, so that they can be more useful in their sector. So service sector is more of attitude and behavior, and soft skills are most important for them. Effectively applying concept, what we teach as a teacher in the faculty in the classroom is concept we teach them. Using concept, applying them, they can able to solve the problems faced by the industry. Imbibe higher level of understanding, not as prescribed syllabus. You teach one textbook, you teach only to extent of curriculum or content, all that. But you have to, teacher has to go beyond. Teacher should be more knowledgeable. So at the end of the day, higher level of understanding has to come in the classroom. Learning approach should be non-linear. So linear approach means only limited. If non-linear approach means it will be higher level of learning happens in the classroom. Innovation, creativity. As I was mentioning that learning, excellence, and innovation and creativity. Innovation, creativity, which we don't teach in the classroom. Innovation and creativity is something inborn among student community. So once the learning happen, excellence comes in, skills are there, knowledge is there, they can able to innovate and able to create. Creativity is important. So the today management institutions are there. Suppose you have a Indian School of Business in Hyderabad, 180 student join. One student get 1 crore 50 lakhs annual salary, other student get 30 lakhs per annum salary. Why the difference? Same classroom, same teachers, same setting. That is because the student having a innovation creativity, the industry they pay well, because he can able to create products, creativity product. such that they can able to market better, they can able to industry can prosper. So that's why innovation creativity is important, particularly student community. Excellence has to come through learning only. Talent transformation, I'm a strong believer God has given gift to every human being. Talent will be there. One only you have to identify the talent. Once the talent is pursued, then you're able to achieve success in life. So talent transformation, whatever the talent is there among student community or the among faculty, should be transferred to industry. So talent transformation, so that they will be industry can prosper, are they able to introduce the new product, new services can be offered to the people at large. So the paradigm shift in pedagogy happening, because earlier behaviorism become now cognitivism, constructivism, metacognitism, teacher centric become learning centric. So the earlier only teacher teaches and student listen, but today learning centric means the teacher has to learn, student has to learn. Learning centric environment we have to introduce in the classroom. Individual learning become now cooperative learning, collaborative learning, and participative learning. So this is the most important for particularly collaborative learning. We have better enhancement of understanding. Expository learning, discovery learning. So we should be able to discover. Suppose something learn, you should be able to have a discovery. Why you learning this? Where you are going to use? What setting? It is important. So learning approach, as I mentioned, is the learning approach should be instead of linear, it should be non-linear approach is important so that learning curve will be higher steep level. So new education policy, our government of India brought out new education policy in this year, last year 2020. Education policy lays particular emphasis on the development of the creative potential of the individual. Educational develops not only cognitive capacities but like it literacy, numeracy, and higher order thinking, critical thinking, and problem solving ability. Idea of new education policies we have to inculcate among school children, college, university, professional education. The critical thinking, problem solving ability is very important under new education policy. So this we have to keep it in mind, particularly imparting education to the students in pursuing a professional education. Education is the key enabler and best tool for achieving economics, social mobility, inclusion, and equality, taking account of local and global needs of the country. So, education is the key driver. I was telling that economic of development of any country. So, unless education is there, society cannot develop. So, education is very important for particularly for inclusive growth and equality among people. Also, enables education gives better equals, so better opportunity for people working in the society. Online and digital education, in this endeavor, online and digital education plays a vital role. Technology enabled learning can not only bring in transformational change in the online education experience, it can also enhance the supplement regular classroom based pedagogy. It could offer more flexibility and learning support than traditional format. So technology enabled learning can bring in transformational change in online education, because now of course due to the pandemic, in last 1 year, almost from March 2020 to now, maybe the online education has become, whether you like it or not, because now imparting education to school level, college level, university level, professional level, online education, even meetings in courts, legal judges are also conducting on video conferencing, case hearing, all that. Similarly, school children, even though some of the poor people cannot afford to have a online education, but they have been forced. So the online education, we are normally online education was popular in Western countries earlier, but now India, because of pandemic, we are also tuned to the online education experience. Even though some teething troubles are there in online education, it doesn't only solve the education spectrum, but it only supplements the face-to-face learning. That's why blended learning, hybrid mode of learning is desirable. So our online learning, we particularly we adapted because of pandemic situation. There was no other option. So technology offers teachers the opportunity to become more collaborative and extended learning beyond classrooms. Educators could create learning communities comprising students, fellow educators, experts in various disciplines around the world. So technology is a great boon, but particularly faculty can access the information versatilely whatever the chosen field, their specialization, they can get what's happening in the worldwide, what is the developments, where the technology going, so they can able to access the information so that they can prepare mentally for the industry growth as well as society growth, and also how to teach in the classroom. This will enable faculty, particularly technology is the key sector, particularly we should able to apply in education setting as well. So the digital learning, which you are talking about, digital India, our Prime Minister's slogan is digital India, digital learning. So online learning, blended learning means face-to-face learning, and as well as online learning. So the blended learning and e-learning resources, because we have a e-learning resources, NPTEL developed, IITs have developed e-learning content. Similarly, MOOCs courses are there worldwide. Similarly, UGC has come out with a SWAYAM platform. So these e-learning resources should be made available to the student, put on a server, and they give them access so that even from home or sitting in the cafeteria, they can able to access to this. Only supplement what teacher teaches in the classroom. Entirely, they cannot learn everything out of e-resources only. E-resources, e-resources only added advantage in addition to the online learning and blended learning and face-to-face learning. So the virtual learning, so virtual learning means I am speaking from Hyderabad. So the people from UP or faculty from UP, other parts of the country, to facilitated by Bajaj Institute, they are accessing my lecture. This is virtual learning. So I'm giving my lecture through virtual mode. Face to face, of course, best I can see you, can also interact. But this another method of virtual learning. Not only this, but virtually universities are coming. So universities means student need not go to university campus. He can register online, take the lessons through online, and also examination, internal assessment, and also doubts, assess everything will be done, and degree is also awarded through virtual modes. Many, about 8 to 10 universities in the world, they have virtual mode offering education in higher education as well as professional education, undergraduate education. Virtual universities are coming in, so it's more challenges for the normal, the conventional universities and institution, because the competition is going to be high. So some people, of course, differ with me. Virtual because face to face always learning better. Why virtual? Because this is the sections where deprived of section where they cannot able to come to university campus, either housewives or physically challenged people or industry personnel or working in the government sector, where they cannot come to the institution university. For them, virtual university concept, they can self-paced learning at their own pace, they can learn and they get the degree. So that's why these virtual universities, nowadays skill development universities also coming up. Particularly Pune, there is a skill development university. Symbiosis, similarly indoor. Like that, many skill development universities also coming up to impart more skills to the student community through in a virtual mode or online mode or face-to-face learning. Maybe these universities are confined to only Maharashtra. Maybe online they can access to other states as well. Developing digital talent. 10 emerging technologies are important by industry looking for 10 emerging technologies. So 70 job roles are required. Any industry taking various sectors like manufacturing, service sector, hospitality, then IT industry, the semiconductors or electronic industry, 70 job roles are required overall, and the skills required will be 166 plus skills. So many skill. Cooking is also skill. Driving also skill. So 166 plus skills are required overall. So that's the digital technologies like cloud computing today. We host on a cloud, so we don't have to put everywhere server system. So in cloud also you can access the software. You can able to compute using cloud computing. Artificial intelligence, business data analytics gaining popularity. Artificial intelligence, machine learning, deep learning techniques, every sector using AI and machine learning and deep learning. You can able to solve the problems using AI techniques. And data analytics become gaining popularity because big data, data science, and data analytics. So a lot of data is generated through Facebook, through internet, through the so many other ways we are generated using mobile phone. So many data is Google or Facebook, whatever. So much data is generated by unstructured data. We require to analyze the data. Similarly, crop pattern or sciences, so the gene sequencing, everywhere big data will be there. This data is to be analyzed, data science, and data analytics plays a vital role either for statistics implementation in the country, project planning, or planning for the upliftment of the people. So analytics plays a very important role, data analytics. Uber and Ola, they everywhere, every city there are servers are located using data analytics software. You can call it cab, they can able to access get your cab to your near to house. Data analytics softwares plays a vital role, particularly for improving the quality of life of the people and ease of doing business as well. IoT, Internet of Things, IoT sensors are there today. IoT sensor for even agriculture. Sensors located in a moisture content, soil testing, and what type of crop you can bring it. Similarly, IoT devices in industry. So big industry, IoT sensors located, you can central place, you can monitor. So operations, all that. So IoT devices, even IoT security. See, low power IoT devices are coming in. IoT sensors are there. IoT technology is a very important area. So where we have a business development industry sector as well as here social upliftment. Social and mobile phone and social sector, we have seen how revolutionary. Similarly, cyber security is an important factor because as well as when you go for computerization, you go for IT, you go for internet, then networking is there, network security protocols, secure data, transmission of your secure data. Similarly, your social, your Aadhaar card, your PAN card, your debit card, your credit card, your email. So whenever you are transmitting money, your money is secured, transfer of money, banking sector, insurance, cyber security issues are coming up. I think this is also another area of interest for all of us where students should inculcate cyber security issues. Digital workforce growing at the rate of 20% today, but demand is there for 30%. So still long way to go, particularly digital workforce required for uplifting of the country, as well as many countries we are implementing. Our country also going towards digital talent to be introduced at school level, in village level, every even household they require to have a digital knowledge so that end of the day they can able to make life easy, improve the quality of life. Project based learning, which a topic which we are want to discuss today. The project based learning is five key features are there. Project based learning, because normally student undergraduate fourth year level, when you UG 4 years program, fourth year they devote for project, because whatever learned in previous semesters, that knowledge they apply for project fabrication and making it a project to work, any product to be demonstrated in terms of software or in terms of product or demonstration or idea is to be generated. So that is how project-based learning they are saying worldwide. Today it is the best way of learning, project-based learning. Real world connection it will come, because you suppose you're fabricating a race car or a robo or any other device you're constructing, because we'll see students will see the trend in the world where they stands. So we latest technology are used for developing that particular product. So real world connection will come to the student through net and also access to the many universities and industries. Core to learning, this will enable for learning concept will be better. So core knowledge will learning by happens through core to learning. Structured collaboration, we may require to have a collaboration with industry, R&D, and the academic institution. A particular project is to be designed or to be ideas to be generated, ideas to be borrowed. So all this structured collaboration is going to help. So students self-driven. Actually, these initiative has to come from student only. As a faculty, we only advise them, but ultimately student-driven. The particular project, what is her interest or his interest, only chosen by the student. So that's why project-based learning is student-driven. Some of them want to do software sitting in the lab. Some of them want to fabricate. Some of them they want to societal requirement. They want to drive. Suppose signal problem is there, road condition is there, or how to address the problem faced by the people, security. So all these student-driven projects to be given. Multifaceted assessment, instructions, strategies, and procedures should be known. Effective deep content understanding, because when you want to fabricate a project, So deep content understanding. Suppose a race car, you want to develop 240 kilometers speed. So race car, many things goes in mechanical, materials, control, and control engineering, onboard computer, electronic control, sensors, isn't it? So many things it goes on into particularly each project required a content understand, deep content understanding for success of that particular project. Ultimately, whatever success project success industry can absorb also. If they find that this is an innovative project, industry come forward to support this. And some of the institution industry supports, industry spend some money on student talent. So making this project based learning more useful to them as well. So we have to make such a project. You have to decide the projects of high content, good quantity content, and so that end of the day, the teacher can moderate. You can student come with idea, with raw idea, but we require to refine them and tone them and gives exact input so that end of the day they can able to better project. They can able to fabricate or conceive or design or execute whatever it may be there. So deep content understanding is important. Honing of the skills is important, and talent to be put into proper use. That will be teacher only can be mentor. You can able to guide them, mentor them, or if required, you can also take from the industry person also, apart from your own inputs, the industry inputs, or from various sectors probably you can able to give them some inputs to them so that end of the day deep content understanding comes to the student. Improve learning strategies and thinking skills, because we don't give spoon feeding in project based learning. The student has to think, he has to learn many things, and thinking enable them to think, because they have to spend a lot of hours of thinking and also getting information from various sources so that they can able to design proper project and execute the project. So this way the project based learning is a key enabler in a professional education. Even project based learning in arts and social sciences, art sciences, the legal profession also, they have been introduced, but more particularly professional education it is more apt, particularly like projects like a robo is there. So robo for pick and place robo or assembly robo, or robo can do anything. Even if you take Japan, many showrooms, electronic industry showrooms, mobile selling, so robo only interact with the people, customers. There is no person is present. So we can give any instruction, any type of robots can work. A nuclear power plant, introduction of the fuel rods or withdrawal of the fuel rods, everything done by robo. So we have 126 million robots in the worldwide today. So like that, fabrication project can be conceived in different areas, and some student may be interested in fabrication, some student interested in designing, some student interested in particularly developing the software, some interested in societal needs. They want to address societal drinking problem, housing, and sanitation. So other the traffic problem. So the all this policing, how to control the people, and how to address cyber security products. Several areas, networking problems. Several areas they can think projects. There is no limitation. Unlimited. The ideas can be generated using a project-based learning, but we have to inculcate project-based learning in every institution. Even you start from third year also good, actually. But unless they have basic knowledge developed in first year, second year, so the core foundation knowledge, core knowledge, they won't be able to conceive the projects. So sometimes some students spurious means fabrication is done outside and they say they want marks for this. So we have to monitor them, see that idea is to they should learn project using through projects they should learn. That was the intention of IICT. Also introduced project based learning. Outcome based education also emphasizes project based learning, activity based learning. So these are the key words which helps particularly student community. Learning goals, key knowledge and understanding skills are important. So that has to come from student insight into learning. They should have interest in learning. What is the project based learning? PBL, dynamic approach to learning in which students explore real world problems and challenges. Dynamic approach is required to learning in which students explore real world problems only they will address, because otherwise what is the society facing if they can able to give solution to the people or industry facing the problems to the facing, they can able to solve the problem, they will be interested. So real world problem and challenges are important for the project based learning. Rigorous project planning, managing assessment for students to learn key academic concepts, knowledge, practice, collaboration, communication, and critical thinking skills. These are important because when a particular project is planned, let us say third year, second semester. So next three semester, how the planning is done, what are the materials required, what software is to develop, what are the control systems, what board software need to go on board computer. So the planning, assessment, managing, these are important factor. Which students should also, in the process, you will also learn in project planning, project management, how to acquire the materials, so how to join them, how to assemble them. So these are the key issues. Many doubts will keep coming, not only from faculty you will be taking help, but he also from other sources also you try to gain through net or IT sector. So you'll be able to end up the day using skills will be honed. So they'll improve the skills in the process. That was idea of having a project-based learning. Create high quality products and presentation. Because high quality products to be actually conceived, and presentation also they should inculcate. So what a presentation where the people should be able to understand what he learned or what he is trying to say, what he is trying to conceive, what he wants to do. So these presentation also we should encourage them. So what is the, we should ask them what project you are going to do, let him make a presentation. Let the group of students, 3 4 students, make a presentation before the faculty, and some ideas or could advice could be given in the initial stages. At every stage, if they keep presenting, so that the idea will come whether they are going right track or not. So we can monitor them. So this is the advantage of that. The difference in pedagogy. So project-based learning, difference in pedagogy. So directed by the faculty. Normally, faculty will say you do this project, but students self-directed goals and plans guided by the faculty. So students self, that they should have interest. You should come out with that I am interested in such and such project. It's a self-directed, and goals and plans guided by the faculty. That should be learning through direct instruction, because normal conventional system, learning through direct instruction by the teacher as for the course content. Learning through varied strategies and resources. Not only it depends on the faculty, but e-resources, online learning, and technology-enabled learning. So various other means of student will able to get the ideas, information from various quarters, so that the pedagogy, project-based pedagogy will be better compared to conventional method. Teacher responsible for the students' learning outcomes are intangible and need further analysis to assess the learning concept. Tangible and intangible. Tangible means we can able to measure in terms of publication or conference proceedings or demo is there. Intangible means indirectly what they have done we can appreciate, but tangible benefits they have to show so that to get the marks. Student responsible for their own learning, tackling tangible open-ended problems faced in the real world. Student responsibility there, because once you take a project by the student, his or her responsibility, see that how they logical conclusion, so own learning. So they have tangible output has to come. They have to demonstrate the project fabricated, and they have to assess by the experts. Then they'll give the marks, and also whether industry interested in this tangible outcome, that we need to. So that's why competition also, project competitions also among institution, intercollegiate project competitions, techno symposiums we organize, so that when they present, other students also critically evaluate and suggestions will come, and also these people get confidence that what you have done is right. And coming to the conventional, develop authority in the knowledge, facts, concepts acquired in the past years of study in the field of study. So they generally 10 plus 2, first year, second year, they learn, they try to use that knowledge. Develop skills and abilities that will serve them in future, and interdisciplinary. Interdisciplinary culture, we have to promote them. Skills we have to develop is required. As I mentioned, soft skills and problem solving ability. So this onus lies on student community only, develop their skills and interdisciplinary approach. So the interdisciplinary among various departments, So we should be able to join project combined with electronics, computer science, mechanical. Suppose if we take a mechatronic project or hydraulic control project or any other projects which are interdisciplinary nature, so that should be inculcated so that all disciplines they come together and work for the project success of the project. Short isolated lessons from the fixed answers, but I think long-term investigation required in project-based learning. Activities are based on within the institution. Activities are real world press problem. Now, what are the real world problems they choose? Not only and across the country, across the world. Some of the students also participate in the international competitions conducted by General Motors or any other country. So they are open challenges. Instead of confined only within the institution, they should be inculcate countrywide competition, worldwide competition, what is happening worldwide, technology changes. They should live up to their expectation more than expectation, how they should address the real world problems faced by the community. So the assessment is through quizzes and tests. Normally we used to assess the student quizzes and tests we conduct, but assessment is through reflection and public acceptance of solution. A solution is found by student, if public accept them. So this is the solution for the people sufferings. I think that will be more appreciated through assessment. I think that's what comes through project-based learning rather than the conventional method of approach. That's why this difference in pedagogy, which is important for the student community to concentrate on project-based learning. Project-based learning, the key advantages, as you've seen that cognitive skills, intrapersonal and interpersonal. Cognitive skills mean the core skills your brain uses to think, read, learn, remember, and reason and pay attention. The cognitive skills. Sometimes cognitive skills, people working in a 7, 8 years in IT industry, the cognitive skills, sometimes they'll become fatigued, mentally fatigued, and they want to leave the IT industry. The cognitive skills are today, they should be trained such that their brain accept whatever doing different. Instead of same way you're doing for over the years, they'll get bored. So the intrapersonal skills, the skills that help you to manage emotions to control. Sometimes if you teachers scold, students sometimes get tears, girl student particularly. So their emotions to be managed, cope with challenges and learn new information. That should be the intrapersonal motivation should be there. Interpersonal skills, the behaviors and traits persons uses to interact with others effectively. Interpersonal, they may dealing with other college student, other department, other institution, other industry personnel or overseas. So the interpersonal skills, they should be proficient. Intrapersonals to manage themselves and self-control, self-manage, in managing the emotions and cognitive skills. So these are the important key advantages of the project-based learning. They will overcome all these problems in the institution when they are involved in project-based learning, because they're dealing with many other newcomers, new people, so that they have more confidence, more advantage will be derived for the student community if they go for project-based learning. Project-based learning, key teaching practices. Design and plan. Take a real world topic and begin an in-depth investigation to be done to see that relevance to the student's level of study. So the design and plan a particular thing and align to the standards. Brainstorm on activities that support inquiry and plan which content standards will be answered while carrying out the activities. So the brainstorming sessions also conduct so that within the institution, within the department or interdisciplinary, other institution also can participate, do the brainstorm on a particular project. When brainstorming done, different ideas comes in and they also get idea that they are going the right track. Build a culture, promote student independence, growth, inquiry, collaboration, work ethics, both explicitly, implicitly. The culture has to be inculcated. They should be able to independent thinking as well as growth, collaboration with others, and ethics are important. Work ethics and values. These are important factors which a student need to know when executing the project. Project-based learning, key teaching practices. See, mentor student learning. So faculty has to mentor student learning. Use a variety of lessons, tools, and strategies to support students as they work to reach their project goals. What is the project-based learning? They must have conceived a project. So goals, what are the project goals? To reach that, they have to use the tools, various support student lessons, and they are, in the process they have to learn so many things to end result, to get the end result of the project should be able to logical conclusion they should be able to arrive at. Assess student learning. Use formative and summative assessments to check for understanding and evaluate skills learned. Be sure to also to include self and peer assessment of the individual group work, because peer assessment, self assessment among their team. Peer assessment means other student of their age group, their counterparts. They can assess whether the project critically evaluated, so that where they stand. Could be peer evaluation could be done, peer assessment could be done. So that will be advantage for the student. Should feel shy. They should be open to others to evaluate their project, how they are doing, whether they're going right track or it needs any course correction. All that is to be assessed. Key student learning features. Key knowledge is concerned, focused on student learning goals. That is particularly encourages standards based on content and 21st century skills, critical thinking, creativity, innovation, collaboration, problem solving, multiple intelligence. These are the 21st century skills they call it. Any sector, whether it professional, higher education, school education, everywhere these 21st century skills are important. Critical thinking, creativity, innovation, collaboration, problem solving, and multiple intelligence. So these are the key knowledge base, which is important. Challenging problems questions. So framed and around a meaningful problem solved at the level of study is important. Then sustained inquiry. Students engage in rigorous extended process of asking questions, finding resources, applying information. Unless students question the faculty, or they won't get the answers, they won't get. Otherwise, whatever they have in mind, they can able to uh, question the student through a class. Authenticity. Project features real world context, tasks, and tools. Quality of the student work and student concerns, interest, and issues are known. Authenticity is important. What are they doing should be authenticity. Somebody has to authenticize their what the work being done by them. Student voice. Student voice involved in decision making. Student voice and choice. Students are involved in decision making, how they work and what they create. So student voice has to be heard. The choice should be given to them. And reflection. Students and teachers reflect on their learning, the effectiveness of their inquiry, project activities, quality, obstacles, and face how they are overcome. So these are the example for others. Suppose the what obstacles they are facing, how they overcome the face, so that juniors are benefit when the projects are done by seniors. When they share their obstacles, how they face the 1 year project. When next student junior level they're taking up extension of this project, they can share what are the activities, what obstacles they overcome, and how what are the obstacles they face, how they overcome, so that in future what the junior students has to how the reflective practices they need to share with them. Critique and review. Students give, receive, and use feedback to improve their products and solution. So unless they have a review is done critically, they won't be knowing their faults, their mistakes. So you should welcome the critical evaluation, critical review should welcome the project. You should not, students should not feel shy, or faculty sometime. So faculty they come to rescue of the student. Let them answer them. You don't have to feel shy. Let the student face. So you don't have to feel that faculty has done something wrong. You don't have to feel like that. Any suggestion come from any quarter should welcome. In academicians, we should welcome suggestion. You should not feel ego or you don't have to feel inferior or depressed, something like that. So critical review is important for student as well as faculty. Public product. By making the project public, they have an opportunity to explain, display, and present to the people outside the classroom. So that society, suppose any projects which are societal interests, they should demonstrate so they can publicize or give a demo how the people society is benefited out of this project. So he should be able to inculcate among community which is living around the university or institution. So the effective PBL, effective project-based learning is significant content. Significant content will be there. 21st century skills, as I mentioned. So it's basically core is that significant content will be there in the project. They learn so much content, and 21st century skills they are applied. So in this, you have several facets to driving question, need to know, voice and choice, revision and reflection, public audience, in-depth inquiry. So these are the peripheral where inputs that is going to have a better significant content development, and also utilization of the 21st century, 20, that is skills. So these actually we major drive, particularly for project-based learning. That's why emphasis on project-based learning is that based on these factors, significant content development happens. In the process, student learn so many things in a project time. What he has not learned in so many semesters, he can learn. And one project, a major project, if they take up, so they'll get several doubts, which application of those knowledge in the classroom through various subjects, it has inputs will go into the significant content in the project base. So 21st century, like say, skills, like as I mentioned, we have a so many 21st century skills I mentioned to you that we have a critical thinking, then we have creativity, innovation, collaboration, problem solving, and multiple intelligence. So these are called 21st century skills, which goes into a particularly significant content, and also 21st century skills are important. So this, I think we need to stress on the student why they should choose a better project, what is the advantages, the significant content develops and skills they can apply. In the process, they'll get confident, and they can demonstrate what they learned over the semesters they're applying here, and they'll be more confident, and they can make projects of use in relevant to the industry, relevant to society, relevant to their startup culture, relevant to their innovation, relevant to the creativity. So these are the very important the outcomes, effective utilization of project-based learning, which I want to share with you. I think not that you are not aware, you are aware. I'm only trying to re-emphasize what is the importance of this. Learning methods versus knowledge retention. Normally, lectures they listen only knowledge, only 5% retains. If you see, practice by doing 75%, teaching others 90%. Immediate application of learning in real situation is project-based learning. So project-based learning, they remember knowledge retention will be greater than 90%. That's the reason. So learning methods are concerned. So this is the demonstration as well as the application of the projects, application learning in conceiving of the project that will go in long way in achieving the knowledge retention. So whatever they have done, so lifelong they remember when they join industry also, so they whatever the knowledge acquired, so that will be useful for them they to pursue, deliver to the industry, their inputs to them, their usefulness to the industry. It will be great way compared to without doing projects. Simply semester they get marks and the number of subjects they studied, but without doing projects. So there are some universities in the worldwide only master courses without project, without thesis, only through course based. So India, of course, we have not many, some few IITs, they have introduced the only coursework, but majority of them project based. So, but undergraduate level, you have to stress that the students need to take project. Project is be very serious, and they will learn many things. And if necessary, over 3 semesters, they can concentrate on project based learning. So project, even though normally fourth year, second semester, only they do one semester project work, USHUP, and they do something and submit the project report, they get some grade. But that is not helpful to them. So you should make a, ultimately they have to own the project. They should be interested. You cannot chase them. Some extent we can tell them, but a large extent we cannot go after them. So only thing is, as a teacher, as a faculty, we are only facilitators. We make students learn. Our job is to motivate them, incentivize them, so that end of the day, facilitate for them as a mentor, so that they can able to learn better. So teacher is only satisfaction. If the student comes up, start up his own company, own organization, startup culture, idea is generated. So teacher is the happiest person. My student has done this. So satisfaction comes in. So that's why teachers, we have a teaching profession is a knowledge, no, that is a profession which knowledge is important, noble profession. So we are sacrificing. Teachers are sacrificing nature. So end of the day, students benefited. We are happy with that. So other thing is the activity based learning, ABL. An activity or activities used in an educational process to make students learn. Apart from project based, in a classroom also while teaching theory courses or lab course, activity has to be imparted. So whether role play or a flipped classroom or giving a demonstration or show them graphic charts or give them examples. So all this activity based. So activity based, they learn better. So activity based used in educational process to make students learn. Apart from project based is the only one when they understand something in over the 4 5 semesters, they can do project work. But activity based is individual subject. Every teacher can, based on activity based, they can make them students to understand. Activity based learning means that the teacher incorporates activities of some type in teaching to make students learn. So there is no fixed method which activity we are to use. It depends on the teacher concern. So what is the best method of making them to understand? So that activities you incorporate in the classroom so that they will end of the day they will able to learn better. Industry enterprise expects the graduate joining the workplace must have competency, skills, and knowledge. So they want industry competency levels, skills, and knowledge important. That's what industry expects. Problem solving ability required. Problem solving means not that we are giving a classroom some problem to be solved, not that. What are the problems faced by the industry, problem faced by society, will be able to solve through technology. That is a problem solving ability. Teamwork, leadership. Industry want, it's not an individual work, a teamwork and leadership skills are important. So workplace learning. So there are 38 skills are required to work in industry. All 38 skills we cannot give in the institution or in the university. So some of them, about 14 skills are acquired while working. So workplace learning, that is called. So workplace learning also happens once you join industry. Values and business ethics are important. So ethics and values when join a particular profession, their competitors will be there and not sharing the data with them, or business ethics not revealing to anybody. These are important facets which a student should follow. Soft skills and technical skill and business skill. Soft skills means, as I mentioned, communication and personality. So communication is important. Communication means not necessarily speaking Hindi or South Indian language or Marathi, whatever it is. But whatever language spoken by the individual, other person should understand, that is a communication. So personality important today. They should have a leadership skills, a team spirit, and that is going to help them soft skill, but attitude and behaviors, that is going to help the particularly IT and ITable in ITable industry and service sector. So these are important. Technical skills are important. So technical chosen field particularly is right software writing or code writing or designing network or parallel computing. Suppose this executing code writing code, particularly in C, C++, Python or Python code, parallel computing. So technical skills in similarly electronic and mobile communication, wireless communication, wired communication, 4G, 5G, then Wi-Fi. So these are important So using IoT devices for security, technical skills are important. Similarly, business skills, management professional. So when join industry, they how the business skills are there, how the skills particularly for innovation, creativity, the basically marketing of the product, advertising, publicity, how this. Suppose you have seen mobile phones, how they advertise in electronic media, so we have many comes in I phone or I mobile phone or Samsung phone or M10 or M1, whatever. So much business skills. So the digital marketing skills are important. How the product is to be sold in the market, how the features are there. These are business skills are important. Soft skills are important, technical skills important, business skills. Sometimes all three are also integral one. So the marketing person should also know the soft skills are important, business skills important, apart from some technical knowledge also required. Suppose a MBA graduate, if he's having engineering background, BTech engineering and MBA done, he'll also have a technical skill. So he'll be better business skills compared to others. So these are interdisciplinary. We cannot isolate one from other. So the talent transformation, I told you that I'm a strong believer. So every person having a talent. So the talent has to transform into technology to the industry. So the innovation creativity, which I mentioned that innovation creativity is something which is not taught in the classroom. Innovation creativity is something which is inborn. So learning happens, excellence comes in, and creativity comes in. So the innovation, creativity, which are important. As for UNESCO and the NASCOM report, the industry ready graduates are around 26 to 28%. That's what the report say. So as I mentioned that not that others are not getting job, some of them going for higher studies, some of them doing odd jobs, some of them doing for the very low jobs, so low paid jobs or call center. So these are the befitting to the qualification. Industry ready graduates will get only about 26 to 28%. That is a modest figure given by them. I think maybe some people may differ on this, but this is what actually UNESCO NASCOM reports are projecting. So these are these graduates coming out. Uh, we will be having that much. 5 minutes break. So basic curriculum design. So basic curriculum design. I think I'll take up. I'll give 5 minutes break. Is it okay for all of you? Anyone is on the line? Just break and just goes on. Priyanka, are you on the line?
Yes, sir.
Priyanka,
Yes, sir.
can you take 5 minutes break?
Yes, yes. Why not, sir? Yeah.
Take 5 minutes break.
Yeah. Ladies and gentlemen, let us break for 5 minutes. And after 5 minutes, we will continue the session.
Yeah, now it's 3:35.
Yeah.
Let them come back.
Yes. If you want to stay, you can stay. I'm talking to the participants. If you want to stay, you can stay for 5 minutes, and after 5 minutes, the sir will continue the session. Thank you.
వచ్చారు చూడు వచ్చారా ఫస్ట్ వచ్చారో చూడు అందరు రాలేదా
Yes, sir. Sir, you can now share your screen.
Oh, Dr. Priyanka, everybody back?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll starting
Yes, sir.
curriculum. Yeah, actually, I stopped at this point. Um, yeah, basic curriculum design. So this is a project-based learning. How it helps to have a better curriculum design. That is the topic which you are discussing. I don't know how the 23rd morning and this morning how the lectures went on well. I hope so. And basic curriculum design is student foundations are very important, particularly science and mathematics. Then foundation courses in the relevant discipline. Analytical problems are important. Design principles and tools. Real life problem faced by society. Possible application and areas of the course. Process of curriculum development is to identify the courses relevant with the expected outcome. So this is the what actually basic curriculum design should focus. Student foundation is very important, particularly sciences and mathematics, and also within the specialization, also foundation courses in relevant discipline, whether electronics or computer science or mechanical or whatever discipline is there, their foundation courses in that important, and analytical problem solving ability important, and design principles, whether circuit design or mechanical design or any other design aspects or code or program writing. So the tools, usage of tools is very important. Particularly CAD tools are there, or MATLAB is tool is there, or any other tools which required in a particular discipline, and they should be able to use real life problem faced by society. What are problem faced day to day, either housing or drinking water or communication or transport or food, whatever it may be, the how the solution can be given by the student in terms of technology development. Possible application areas of the course. A particular program is there, how it is the applications should be there. So this is what outcome based education stipulates that what how the application could be used, particularly for areas of the course. Outcomes are important. Process of curriculum development is to identify the courses relevant with the expected outcome. Suppose a computer science graduate as to coming out of after 8 semester, what are he or she expected out of the graduates? So the curriculum should be oriented such that the outcomes are expected outcomes are achieved. I think NBA, National Board of Accreditation, they are seeing the outcome based education. In that expect outcome, how your curriculum has to be designed, how reoriented, redesigned, such that to meet the goals of the outcome. I think other speakers must have emphasized on the outcome based education. What are the factors to be there? And traditional content based education gives morely skill driven and teachers oriented. But we are presently working on outcome based education. Slide more. There is some slide problem. Slide is not moving. Just 1 minute. Yeah, just a second. This. Yeah. Sorry for interruption.
No problem.
Outcome based education generally stipulates that generic competencies are required overall. Then learner driven. It should be learner centric oriented. Teacher has to learn, student has to learn, and that's why based on it's a learner centric driven and self paced learning, because the whatever teacher teaches 25% only student gets in the classroom. Remaining he has to learn by himself or herself. So self paced learning methodology is important. So activity based learning, which I was talking about. um, The activity-based outcomes, generic competencies, learner-driven, self-paced learning, activity-based learning. So activity-based learning, check. So some activity of the teaching of a particular course, how he or she can able to can understand better in the classroom. That's why activity-based learning comes, the outcomes comes in. Learning approaches are important. Learning approaches, as I mentioned, what is the best method of learning? So non-linear approach, of course, peak curve will be there so that learning will be high. So what are different approaches for learning that we need to inculcate in the classroom? Pedagogy is important. So learning means it depends on pedagogy. Pedagogical practice to be identified. Normally, pedagogy is the one which you use in school level. So kindergarten, LKG, UKG, or school content level pedagogy we talk about. But pedagogy today important for even college education, professional education, university education. Particular pedagogy we need to introduce in this endeavor. Bloom's taxonomy is important. So Bloom's taxonomy is utilized to identify the different pedagogical practices. So Bloom's taxonomy is like a pyramid which talks about reading, then understanding, then solving problem, then reviewing, and finally, end of the day, they should be able to invent something. Or so that is a Bloom's taxonomy, which is used for particularly for outcome-based education, pedagogical practices to be identified. Pedagogical approaches, we need to identify what kind of pedagogy required for a particular subject, and Blue's taxonomy particularly helps to identify the pedagogical approaches. Several levels of learning and identify key outcomes. Several levels of learning and identify the key outcomes. We have to identify each discipline. Then we have to pursue. I think Bloom's taxonomy. One lecture is there. I think morning it over. I don't know. Maybe I think morning session is must have over. Yeah, activity-based learning, ABL, and outcome-based education, OBE. These two are to get the OBE outcomes. Activity-based learning, ABL, is important. So both are interconnected. Activity-based learning is a particularly subject-wise. Outcome-based education is overall. So the outcome-based education, we have a course outcomes, graduate outcomes, then PO and PUO, that I think these must have been inculcated, understanding among student community. And student faculty development are important in achieving learning strategies. Student development important and faculty development. Faculty development of such kind of workshops will enable faculty to get some insight into the what are the key aspects of OBE and how to get the outcomes, what how do you have to pursue in OBE. I think that gives faculty development program. Student development also important. Student development touches teaching learning practices, assessment, evaluation, and learning, that means e-resources and project-based learning, activity-based learning. So these are important component. Internship, that is for the students. Student development is approaches that faculty development approaches how to get the more inputs, particularly strategies to be worked out so that you can have a better teaching ability. E-learning, online learning supplement the learning capabilities. As I mentioned, e-learning, online learning are not the only thing available for students. These are only facilitate additional supplement or value addition in addition to the face-to-face learning. Project-based learning and demonstration of skills are important in designing the curriculum. So we have talked at length about the project-based, activity-based learning, how they will be connected with the curriculum. Because unless, suppose curriculum is a content is designed properly, so that the curriculum design should be oriented such that outcomes are achieved. So project, somebody want to do project means this curriculum design should help them to understand all aspects such that they can able to do better projects. So the better project means then outcomes will be better. So demonstration of the skills. So suppose any project is fabricated and they are demonstrating race car or a robot or a particular software or a particular cyber security product demonstrated. So they know that how much understanding they have undergone through curriculum which they got imparted by the institution. So curriculum design of curriculum is very important. Unless curriculum proper design, curriculum design, we have to meet the science courses, mathematics courses, then foundations. Foundations are important, then core subjects, the elective courses, Elective courses, versatile, you have so many electives you have to introduce. So changing technology, artificial intelligence is there, machine learning is there, then data science is there, then blockchain technology is there, cyber security, data science, several areas. The elective courses could be introduced so that the student, our pursuit or his pursuit, whatever interested, they can able to opt for the particular elective. So the curriculum design is an important factor, which is in turn affect the project-based learning. Then in turn outcomes will be decided. Outcome based on outcomes only, the particularly we can institution name will come, because the student outcomes are better, then institution outcomes are better, then the institution academic excellence will be achieving by end of the day implementing the outcome based education. Best curriculum design and teaching learning interface with the technology. Curriculum design has to be integrated with the technology. So curriculum design and teaching learning, teaching session plan, lesson plan, teaching modules, teaching methodology, teaching learning with the technology. All this will best curriculum design with teaching learning infused. It will have a better understanding among students. Skill development will be achieved. Will make the students ready professional to join industry. Industry today doesn't have time to train the student, train the graduate student. They say first day, first hour, they should be able to contribute for the problem solves faced by the industry. So whatever is there, so the skills required imparted by the institution. So earlier my student days, there 1 year training or 6 months training, 3 months training used to be there. Now no industry have time for imparting. Maybe 1 2 months they may do, but not many industries are willing to do any training for the. They wanted skilled persons. They want industry to join them. So competence to meet the expectations of the industry. That's what the many industries are looking forward. The curriculum design is concerned. Need for transformation. Present shortcoming, skill set inadequate for their roles. Skill set is inadequate. That's what industry often complains. You are a student coming out from such and such institution or such and such university, skill set is inadequate. So they say for job role, our job roles are many. Your students are not able to solve our problem. So this you have to keep in mind. Curriculum knowledge based versus functional capability. Curriculum knowledge is different. Functional capabilities. When they join industry, they have to manage day-to-day activities, how to interface with the customers and customers' requirement is there. They have to orient the software developed and products developed, and should meet the requirements of the business skills and all that. So functional capabilities versus curriculum. You may have best curriculum design, but if the skills are not imparted, then functionally they won't be able to contribute for the industry. So they have to be this both curriculum design and knowledge based as well as function capabilities. You need to interface with them. Move towards project-based and student-centric learning. So project-based learning is important, as I emphasized, and the student-centric learning. The students should have onus lies them on them to learn. Once students take interest, then project-based learning also take interest. Then we'll able to logical conclusion of achieving the outcomes. Provides several opportunities students, significant benefits for employers, society, and government. So you have a transformation is there, talent transformation. So at the end of the day, industry, society, and government is benefited out of the skill set available with the student community. Curriculum design changes are required in curriculum, pedagogy, objectives of the program, and physical environments. So these are important. Changes are required for curriculum, design, pedagogy. What kind of pedagogy are imparting? Objectives of the program. What are the objectives of the computer science program? What is the objectives of the electrical program? What are the objects of electronics program? What is an objective? Whether the what your expected outcome, whether they are achieving the objective or not, achieving the outcomes or not. That we need to do. Physical environments are important. So you have to environment, you have to create an institution such that they will be able to because infrastructure, IT infrastructure you have to create such that we can able to impart in the design curriculum is one aspect, but teaching environment also we should create in the classroom, should focus on personal learning experience and not on presentation of general technical content. General technical content is also important, but personal learning, personal learning, individual learning important. Sometimes presentation they'll do well, but learning depth, in-depth learning is not there. So we need to have balance of this. Program structure and content, mode of delivery, objectives, student experiences, staff role, student assessment, use of ICT required to change. ICT technology, IT infrastructure, flipped classrooms, which are very important for the student to learn in the classroom. Engineering science to engineering profession to develop creativity, capability, and responsibility for practicing engineering education. So, engineering science to become an engineering profession. So, to develop creativity and capability of delivering something. So responsibility practicing engineering education. So suppose civil engineer is there, he learned something, but he has to practice. Similarly, computer science engineer, he should be able to write the code. He should be able to execute the program. So that you have to keep it in view. Curriculum components are concerned, project stream. So project, we have to make mandatory that all students will be involved in project execution. General engineering and fundamentals, mathematics, science, information technology. They should have orientation of IT because every field, whether irrespective of metallurgy or civil engineering or biotechnology, IT knowledge is a must. Any industry today, without IT knowledge, they cannot. So IT, internet technology, information technology. So very important. Today, students like a mobile phone is holding or she is holding. They should all hold the laptop with Wi-Fi connectivity so they can learn, keep learning wherever they are there. So information technology knowledge is important for any every discipline. Engineering specialization, of course, a particular specialization, there will be core knowledge required. General education experience, general awareness, social sciences, values and ethics and spoken skills. So all that leadership, attitude, behavior, general education experience required. What for their education, what they want to do in a life, in ambition, management perspective, financial aspect, accounting purpose, project planning, the simulation attitude, simulation modeling, general education experience required apart from their core knowledge in the chosen field. That is important for them. The project-based learning, team projects are an important vehicle. More than 50% of the content need to be project-based. So if they can able to implement 50% of the content through project mode, that is the best. But some of the universities, affiliating universities, they may not allow permit institution to implement. But a autonomous institution or uh, autonomous institution, autonomous given by UGC, autonomous given by university, they have a little flexibility. Similarly, universities, some Abdul Kalam universities there, they can design more project-based learning should happen in the classroom. So more electric courses, more practice, more projects. Second year also, we should have mini projects. Third year also projects, then final year also project. So like that project-based learning, they can able to learn better because our continuous assessment system, we can evaluate the student how they are performing well instead of only class test based or midterm mid semester based. That is one component. Of course, assessment, continuous assessment means we can have a quizzes are there, then how they are performing, assignments, and also project based. So projects, how they are able to internship and training in industry. So this 50% content need based is a desirable, but how we need to interface, we need to have a concerned affiliating university has to come out with solution. In the first few years, it would be applicable of tools, application of tools learned and developing breadth of the engineering and in the advanced level, more specialized and challenge innovation. So what suggesting is the tools required nowadays. So many software tools are available. As I mentioned that they even today you don't require a drawing board. You sitting in front of system. So the CAD tools, the student can practice engineering graphics. CAD tools are required. Your building design or any component design or all this. So available MATLAB software is available. Many electronic softwares are available. So then later stage, specialized challenge innovation using a more electric courses, more problem project based learning that will go help you a long way, particularly understanding better. Project presently teacher centric and lecture mode where the transfer of knowledge is completely controlled by the teacher. So the present system will depend mostly, they depend on the teacher. So instead of that, learning centric is better. Flipped classrooms models are important. In a classroom, apart from your IT savvy and you have digital classrooms, but you should also make a provision for flipped classrooms. Suppose you are giving some example, you can go to flip and you can demonstrate that and explain them, so that flipped classroom is going to help you the students to learn better. Prior reading by the students followed by testing conceptual understanding by teachers, it goes a long way. Peer instruction learning. Peer instruction learning means the peer own students, the groups can also participate in learning strategies and also imparting. So some group we can divide them, some particular topics you can give it to the in each individual. They also start giving seminar like, so that learning will be, other students keep learning in other areas. So peer instruction learning is also desirable. New technology, ICT, information communication technology. ICT is an impacting education at all levels today. Information communication technology. The marriage between internet, IT, and a particular, this one is going to give a information communication technology. Computers have become indispensable in the design of all complex systems, modeling, simulation, analysis, evaluation, communication. In addition to the mathematical comprehension, effective application of ICT tools should be part of the curriculum. Today, every field, computer is the one everywhere required. So, software, simulation, modeling, analysis. So, I think these inputs like IT, ICT, internet, and computer hardware and software is going to play a vital role, particularly if a part of the curriculum. It should make the part of curriculum every discipline, irrespective of any particular program. Students should be encouraged to be an online learning communities. Student, because normally they depends only on teacher or erasers available, but you should also, apart from the teaching happens in the institution, they should also take the NPTEL courses, or they can go for MOOCs online courses. Suppose today AICT also permitted up to 4 to 8 credits online course. If they have certification, they can count for award of degree. I think that facility is given. 2 courses of 4 credits each can be used for the BTech awarding degree. The 2 courses they can choose, of course, the prescribed by the particular professor or particularly head of department or institution policy or a affiliating university policy. But this can be done up to 8 credits. They can earn through online. So they should be encouraged take online courses. There's so many online service providers are there. Coursera, so many other service providers are there. Let them go to MOOCs platform, and government of India also created a SWAYAM platform, so the student can take NPTEL courses and online MOOCs online courses, so that they can also the subjected to award of degree. Also these credits are counted, so that it will be easy. So these you have to inculcate among student community, such and such facilities are available, of course, with permission from the affiliating university. They must have some policy. So but autonomous institution concerned, they can always give 8 credits for online courses. Organize and present course material to enable students to learn their own pace. So the students can learn courses on their own pace, because some of the fast learners will be there, some of them slow learners will be there. But self-paced they can learn. They take their own time. So these online courses give benefit to them. So they may be taking online courses, but certification, once they get confident, then only they take certification. Integrated work experience, industry oriented project, which is desirable. Sandwich courses, academic courses, sandwich with industry. Vacation employment, suppose in summer vacation, they can do employment in industry in the field. Internship, 4 weeks to 8 weeks internship. Nowadays, AICT made a mandatory for all students to have a students have a knowledge in the chosen field, so they can participate in internship program 4 to 8 weeks. AICT make a mandatory, I think, all institutions to give them internship, but some of the internship are paid, some of them on a voluntary basis. So, but if it is better if the internship is training is given to the students in industry for all of them. Apart from the technical skills, non-technical skills also required. Communication, comprehension, design thinking, collaboration, leadership. creativity, innovation, empathy, customer centricity, how to deal with the customers, and that is also skill. Negotiation, winning by influence, creative problem solving ability, optimal thinking, sorry, that is a mistake is there, optimal thinking, and business communication, and the project product life cycle management. These are the non-technical skills which are also important for students. System skills are required. Apart from the technical skills, business skills, and soft skills, system skills are important. That is, top 10 roles are like robotics. Robotics, so much technology goes in. Knowledge of computer, knowledge of electronics, knowledge of control engineering, electrical, knowledge of materials, knowledge of linkages of mechanical engineering. So there's so many aesthetic, so many things goes in, particularly fabrication of the robo and making of the working of the robo even painting the in Suzuki industry, robo painting the cars, automobile cars. So several applications of the robotics are there. So much knowledge goes into particularly top 10 roles, job roles are concerned, and technologies goes into particularly blockchain technology. Today, blockchain technology is coming. Suppose land sale or purchase is concerned using blockchain technology, using a digital ledger, sitting at home, you can sell the land or purchase the land. It enter into digital ledger, so it will be the more safe transaction using a blockchain technology. So these are the new technology which is offering. Then decision science. So how the decision is to be taken, particularly data science, is a crop pattern is concerned, or gene sequencing, or health science, or the microbiology or life sciences, genetic, all these areas, decision science. So very important, particularly using knowledge of computer, and how the decisions are taken, particularly for arriving at a particular hybridization or product delivery. So decision science important. Natural language processing. Today, NLP gaining popularity because so many languages in the worldwide, within our country, so many languages are there. Natural language translation. Suppose in Parliament also they introduce any local language, any regional language somebody speaks, automatically they displace in English. Similarly, any Chinese language or Egyptian or Persian, if you want to learn today, NLP, and phonetics, speaking ability, all this natural language process gaining momentum nowadays. So very important. It goes together artificial intelligence. Artificial intelligence, any sector, artificial intelligence versatilely. This one particularly machine learning technique, machine learning algorithms. So machine learning algorithm, deep learning techniques, which solve the algorithm problem, because security, few designs, cryptography in internet banking sector, financial sector, transmission of the this one we use algorithm for security, encoding, encryption, decoding, decryption, and as a particular algorithm is designed instead of standard algorithms like DES, IAS, we also design algorithm. So machine learning algorithms are there for security aspect is concerned, security of your transaction, security of the data, security of your communication, business communication or financial transaction. Machine learning algorithms solutions are important. Then design thinking is important. So the design concepts to be depends on innovation, creativity, enterprise architecture. A particular and what type of architecture you have to require for a particular enterprise. So this is important. Then mobile communication, then cloud computing. These are areas where 10 top roles. So every subject goes into their interdisciplinary aspect. If we talk about 10 top 10 roles, if we take system skills are concerned, entire engineering knowledge, science knowledge, mathematical knowledge goes into computer knowledge goes into these technologies. I think this should be inculcated among student community. What are the important of 10 job roles which should be thought about and should be given to them? One area is option is cybersecurity, and also data science and data analytics. So those are also important. Apart from this, faculty, what is the faculty imbibe? That is the curative learning. So curation, interest to learn. They should have curious to learn. So future learning and interest to learning, they're curious to know what is happening. An enhanced scope of learning. So learning scope out and not that you're teaching one subject, only read through one textbook and then finally go and teach there. That then you cannot knowledge enhancement doesn't come. So the enhanced scope of learning, the network as expert, because you are expert in a particular field, you should also network with other professors, industry professionals. So networking is to be done by the faculty with other people across the country as well as abroad. Engage with industry. Industry engagement important, because I am a strong belief that person worked in industry, they can a better teacher. Only industry person will give practical aspect. But if only professor in academic, he'll give only academic orientation. But if academic person with industry exposure, he'll be better faculty, can able to give examples and applications. He can teach better. So the engage with industry, some industry training. If the faculty also take a industry training for 4 to 6 weeks, it desirable, or industry project or consultancy, or asking industry person to teach some of the modules. So the industry person give lectures. You have to engage with industry. How it's a not institutional wise, but individual faculty wise also taken an industry, particularly engage with industry. Student learning also industry relevant. He should say what are the skills required of industry, how he should be able to learn them, what skills required to acquire these skills, what he need to do, she need to do. Indel relevant there to learn. Learn from experts, because experts will be there in academic or industry or society or consultant, or these experts lectures to be organized. You learn from them, because if you listen to 2 hours my lecture, at least 5% is useful to you. Like that, any expert lecture is there, you get some benefit out of that. So you learn many things out of experts. Technology driven learning. So learning will happen today face to face. Limitations are there. Suppose you are there in Lucknow or different parts of UP or other state. So my uh, the technology helping me to speak from here to all of you. Even 1,000 people, we can talk to them on virtual learning. So technology driven learning. This is the you're learning from lecture from different parts of the country. Ready for future jobs, because the student should be ready for future job, because industry want first day first hour, they should be industry ready professionals, so they should be made. So the similarly technology driven learning means online student could be online learning, then you should go for MOOCs courses, NPTEL courses, e-resources. So technology driven learning. So you should be able to use that, so that end of the day student learn. So faculty learning, student learning, faculty development, student development, and faculty student together development using a project based learning. So these are essential factors which we cannot ignore. Role of technology in shaping education in future vistas. How technology is changing the way we live and work. How game changer ideas such as smartphone revolution. So whether admit or not, smartphone made a revolution in the country, revolution in the worldwide, revolution among student community. Today, using my mobile phone, I can talk to 1,000 people. Either Zoom connectivity or Google Meet or Signal Analyzer or various Microsoft Meet, whatever it may be. Smartphone revolution, we can have access to the internet, we can download any information. So it's WhatsApp chat or email or messages sending or movie, watching the movie. Smartphone revolution is a pervaded entire world. So that is the great boon, and we should make students should make use of smartphone revolution, particularly for learning. They are using for smartphone or talking to their friends. That is different. But education, learning capability, smartphone should be utilized. Artificial intelligence, as I am needless to say, very important AI, and augmented reality. So augmented reality industry, when the industry student goes there, graduate engineers, how he or she has to behave, what are the different chain lines and so assembly lines and product lines and material line. So how we should conduct the augmented reality, you can able to conceive using a simulation. Studies can be done, and robotics, as I mentioned, blockchain technology, IoT. IoT also I mentioned, the Internet of Things, IoT sensors, So they are important particularly for various societal as well as industry or for security aspect, and IoT gaining a popularity today. Role of technology has become a predominant and impact will be felt much more comprehensively in the field of education. Technology will have a great boon for education sector. Technology enabled learning can 15 minutes now. So technology enabled learning can not only bring in transformational change in online education experience, it can also enhance and supplement regular classroom based pedagogy. It could offer more flexibility and learning support than the traditional format. So technology learning enabled learning is a great boon for faculty as well as students. Technology offers teachers the opportunity to become more collaborative and extend learning beyond classrooms. Educators could create learning communities comprising students, fellow educators, and experts in the various disciplines around the world. National Mission on Education through ICT initiatives such as the Government of India, National Mission on through ICT initiations have been brought in, whereas Swayam Prabha, National Digital Library, E-Yantra, Virtual Lab that are helping students as well as teachers in upskilling as well as providing them quality resources. These are the initiatives by the Government of India, National Mission on Education through ICT. Then creation of knowledge tools which encourage creativity, innovation, particularly among young aspirants. Creation of knowledge important. New education policy NEP 2020 recognized that India is a global leader in information and communication technology and other cutting edge domains such as space. The Digital India campaign is helping to transform the entire nation into a digitally empowered society and a knowledge economy, knowledge society. So this is the intention of the new education policy, which you have to implement in the engineering institutions and universities and schools and colleges. So these are vocational education, skill orientation. These are the important highlights of the new education policy. Technology itself will play an important role in the improvement of educational processes and outcomes. Thus, the relationship between technology and education is bidirectional. So technology useful to education. With education only, we can develop technology. So these interdependent and directional. Both are should to come together. Then only you can able to impart and better education. Government of India and the Prime Minister conceived National Research Foundation (NRF) to initiate and expand research of efforts in technology. NRF will play an important role in advancing core artificial intelligence research, developing and deploying application-based research, and advancing international research efforts to address global challenges. That is the intention of NRF, but it is to be concretized, it has to be implemented. Maybe they are planning for 21-22 academic year. The NRF will take off. Major universities and higher education institutions have partially or fully shifted to online mode of teaching and are reporting considerable success in future endeavors. So, of course, pandemic, many institutions implemented, they have got a gain experience and confidence in imparting online education, but totally online shifting. So maybe India it needs some more time to implement. Further availability of world-class technology platforms has enabled to smooth transition to online delivery mode. So platform launching platform are is very important for the particularly easy reach of the students. So the technology enabled learning online courses should be within the reach, affordability without paying any cost. Certification there, of course, they're charging about $5 to $10, but accessing is available freely. Many universities like Stanford University, MIT, their content or curriculum content is put on web so that everybody access. Even we should also every institution should put like IITs so that everybody access to the information so that students and faculty are benefit out of this exercise. Online education also has many challenges. The conducting remotely proctored exams. Conducting an exam remotely is a problem because the honesty, integrity is important because online exam conduct means couple of students can come together, copy each other. It can be done or institution mobilize students in a particular classroom. So these are perhaps the most important challenges replace the exams by projector or protect or take-home challenges can provide some viable and cost-effective alternatives. We need to have some more thinking on this aspect. For conducting laboratory classes and hands-on exercises for remote students, they need to be designed and deploy a toolbox of online, virtual and remote labs that can use in different courses to bridge this gap. There are virtual labs of some of the NIT Surathkal, NIT Calicut, some IITs. They have come out forward virtual labs. I don't know how much success they have, but some initiatives have been done in this direction, particularly virtual labs. So you also have a better lab is there. You can create virtual lab. You can made available to the university. Abdul Kalam Technical University, Lucknow can made available to the virtual labs to the all the affiliate college about 700 in in UP itself. Blended learning using a mix of online and on-campus resource could be a better option. Blended learning means face-to-face learning, online learning, jointly together hybrid learning. So it will be a better option right now for the students community in professional education. In a multilingual country like ours, language barriers create complexities. Cutting edge research in text translation, machine learning aims to create a deep learning system that can translate English lecturers into a student's native language. So that is the easy way of understanding. Recently, I have seen that newspaper that AICT contemplating introducing courses in a native regional language. I don't know how far it will be successful. I've seen the minister giving a statement. I don't know, I have my own doubts, but this English lectures into student native language translation, this can happen. This will be a great boon. Similar technologies in voice recognition and text summarization can transfer an entire lecture and reduce paragraphs or text into relevant bullet points. This, of course, NLP, using NLP software. So the entire newspaper clippings are there. You condense into, suppose, a prime minister or president or user agencies or ministries, they want to see content in a particular direction. The summation text is a big paragraphs could be put into using NLP software. So similarly, even for faculty or for student, so what is required? Suppose you require nanotechnology, filter out everything, only that nanotechnology component will be put forward in terms of paragraphs. Capacity building of faculty will be crucial to the success of used technology, particularly in higher education. Capacity building of faculty is important. Naturally, once your capacity improves, then you can able to teach better, and end of the day, you will be more confident. So e-learning is one of the another area. 21st century in the age of internet of information. 21st century will be age of internet and information. By 2025, demand for higher education doubles, 200 million per year. Teachers required will be 3.3 million. By 2030, as per UNESCO reports, teacher plays a role of mentor, active learning with information, participation, group discussion, MOOCs, massive open line courses. Actually, in 2011, so a Stanford University started a one course on introduction to artificial intelligence. So 1,60,000 and they have almost 9 years back. 1,60,000 students enrolled for 190 countries. Video lessons, readings, assessment, discussion forum. That has picked up for online courses massive. That's why MOOCs has coming to course place so that everybody benefited of this MOOCs. Course duration. MOOCs course will be 1 week to 16 weeks. Auto graded quizzes will be there. Peer feedback assignments will be there. MOOC certification they'll give $5 to $10. So if a faculty can take certification, student can also take certification. And some online courses up to 8 credits could be counted as for the award of degree. I think if University of Abdul Kalam University, I remember I met Professor Pathak last time when he came to Lucknow. He was also saying that they are planning to introduce. I don't know whether they introduce or not. I know closely Professor Pathak, and they were planning to introduce. I might have they have done it. If they are not done it, I think they should do it. MOOCs guide is user-generated content, digital literacy, free online courses, and language and translation barrier. It can overcome. And MOOCs courses they don't charge. Only for certification they charge. Pedagogy, how to use MOOCs teaching, learner-centric MOOCs LCM. Pedagogy, learning-centric mode is also required. Swayam platform, Government of India put into Swayam platform. Program initiated by Government of India, access, equity, quality, best teaching learning resources, ninth class to postgraduate education. They are conceived using a Swayam platform. NPTEL courses for engineering courses, about 1,000 courses are they available in engineering program developed by IITs consortium. They're available free of cost now. And UGC postgrad courses, then CEC, then undergraduate courses, NCRT, National Open School, School Education, and IGNO is giving UG, PG in management studies. So these are the courses available at different service providers. And flexibility provided through MOOCs. More flexibility is given through MOOCs courses, open to analyze, no prerequisites, open content and open platform. 900 universities announced, launched 11,400 courses through MOOCs all over the world. So Coursera is the service provider, 37 million students registered, edX 18 million, Jutang 10 million, Udacity 10 million, and Future Learning about 8.27 million. So these are enrolled particularly for the MOOCs service providers. So Microsoft 47-hour global Skype hackathon, it introduced in 5th November 2019. So global learning connection, they have put virtual field trips. So the students feel of virtual field trips, different cultures, Skypeathon, like a hackathon, they connected a Skypeathon, leverage technology, holistic approach across the globe, empathy and compassion, interaction with the experts. They can interact with experts globally. They provided a platform, participation from 110 countries in sharing the ideas, knowledge, open hearts and open mind, tools like Skype, Teams and Flipgrid. They have done in 1 week time. I think they may open next year. This global learning connection, they want to experimentally they're done by Microsoft. It found to be very good, and many feedbacks have come on that they should conduct once again. The career prospects wise, whether elective courses or students should be skilling program, or faculty can introduce the lecture series or the modules taught by industry, IT and telecommunication area, semiconductor industry, AI and machine learning, big data, data analytics, and blockchain technology, IC design, chip design, and VLSI, embedded systems, cloud computing, parallel computing, high performance computing. Today, high performance computing, we have a IITs are given national supercomputing mission 600 teraflop to 800 teraflop and 2 petaflop machine available in India Meteorological Institute in Pune. They are CPU based, but now crypto application will require a GPU based systems. So the high performance parallel computing. So using a CUDA programming, we can able to solve the problems. Mathematical trivial problems could be solved using parallel computing, high performance computing or supercomputing, which even quantum computer comes. So the even 10 petaflop computer also will be obsolete. Quantum computers will be coming another 10 years time. Quantum computing, quantum communication, quantum cryptography, quantum key distribution, all these are coming up in future technology. Semiconductor industry, multinational, we have Intel Corporation, Micron Technology, Qualcomm Technology. So Qualcomm also giving certain mobile phones, Qualcomm technology coming in, Samsung Electronics, SK having about total 120 prominent industries in India, particularly multinational as well as Indian industry. Attributes are what the attributes required for faculty and students is ethical, scientific, market driven, accountable, resourceful, and technology. These are the 6 attributes required for every citizen, every student, every faculty. More important, apt for student. And education employment is concerned, what for education? Education gives us competence, confidence, and creativity. Knowledge based economy, empowering the human capital. Advantage of India is that our Indian engineers, IT savvy, 28% of all over the world occupied by the Indian engineers. So knowledge based economy, they can go anywhere. Human capital is our asset. Today, Indians are respected all over the world because our intellectual capability, mathematical ability, English speaking, hardworking nature, adaptive to cultures, and human capital. That is the most important. Education is the key driver. As I mentioned, economic development of the country, outcome-based education, it gives knowledge, skill, attitude, and behavior. Education enabler is employability and citizenship, which are important. Stakeholders' expectation is that industry expect that competency, holistic perspective, workplace learning, soft skills, business skills, problem solving ability, technical skills and values and ethics, and skill gap concerns for industry, ability to grow, innovate, talent transformation, deliver products, service on time, meet quality standards, meet environmental and social requirement, important. And major concerns for skills is skill shortage, skills mismatch, International standards, 10 to 20% graduates are employable in developing countries. Impact of skill shortage felt in developed countries as well. If we take USA, Germany, Switzerland, other countries also, there is a skill shortage is available. That's where our Indian students with skill base, they can go to other advanced countries as well. New technologies continue to be shift skill requirement. Whenever new technologies comes like artificial intelligence, machine learning, cyber security, then data science and comes in blockchain. So there will be skill shift requiring will be different. Whatever skill possessed earlier is not applicable to them. Soft and employability skills are technical are important. Increasing talent mobility across the borders as per World Economic Forum shared standards that measure the workforce quality is important. So the UNESCO Global Monitoring Index gathers skill gap concerns. So India's skill gap is 67% gap is there. Only 23% are employable. I think 33%. I think we need to go a long way, particularly meeting the skill gap concern. Levels of competence is concerned basic level, competent level, advanced, and expert. To become expert, he has to go through so many layers. Basic knowledge required, competent professional, advanced profession, then become an expert. So it takes over the years. Out then you have so these are assessment of engineers to go later the over the ladder. I think employability skills are cultural skills are required, interpersonal skills are required. Similarly, intrapersonal skills, as I mentioned to you, comfortable with uncertainty, managing resources, time and money management, technical and job skills are important. So, operate specific tools, process, machines, software, and tools are required for particular job. And I think with this, I think I've completed the lecture. If you have any quick one or two questions, probably clarification we can see. Over to Priyanka to take
Yes,
over.
sir.
Yeah,
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir, for giving your valuable insights in the area of project-based learning and design of outcome-based curriculum. Now, move on to the question answer round. Sir, there is one question.
yeah,
Uh, there is one question from Dr. Kailash Nath Chaube.
okay.
How to balance between the curriculum, which focuses on fundamentals or basic concepts, and the industry, which needs job ready freshers. Teacher finds torn between the two opposing needs. Most interesting part is that the students align herself or himself with the later, hence not interested in what I teach.
Yeah, what he's saying is apt. Particularly, but as academicians, we are interested students to learn basic knowledge, foundation courses, core knowledge. Then only you can able to contribute for industry. Industry wants the graduate student coming out should be able to meet their challenges. We cannot impart all the skills in the institution. It's difficult for us because skills shift changing place. We cannot introduce all the courses in the particular institution. What we can do is, there is a AICT model curriculum has come out. About 10% of the humanities courses, social sciences, about 15% science courses, about 20% of the foundation courses, about 35% is the core courses. Then we have a major is elective. Elective and project internship, there you can address the whatever the industry needs. So we don't have to compromise what industry says, but we should also see that the student get employment. For that, elective courses, project internship, only these areas we have to strengthen. We don't compromise on humanity courses, we don't compromise on science courses, we don't compromise on foundation courses, we don't compromise on core knowledge, but only place whatever the skill required for industry we have to offer to elective courses. Some are elective industry driven. Industry persons can come and teach. We can also, we know what the industry looking for, that skills can be offered here. Then project based learning, so the particular projects, mini projects, second year level, third year level, fourth year level projects can be given number of projects. Even they are recommending one entire semester should be devoted to project only, but none of the universities so far they made available one project, entire semester is only project. Some universities have done in the country. So skills are important. Skill important, soft skills are important, analytical skills are important, though industry needs are important. But exactly student coming out, he cannot fit into every industry. But additional skills are required. Maybe that we can address through only elective courses and projects and internship only. I think that's what my personal feeling.
Okay. Okay, sir. So there is one more question. Like as we know that due to pandemic, all the institute have switched into e-learning, right?
Online learning.
Yeah, online learning.
Yeah.
So due to which, I mean, what will you suggest that what kind of assessment, what kind of changes we can make in our in our assessment like course outcome basis, or we can say what will be the rubrics we can follow. That means in if we talk about the assessment of the students, like if we want to assess their performance, like we can now organize exams through this open book what's say open book exams or MCQ based questions we basically give to our students to
Okay.
qualify the exam. So how we can assess their performance, what kind of changes we can make in our course outcome to assess their performance.
Yeah, the in fact, pandemic time, we are all of us are switched over to online courses.
Yes, sir.
Online courses, certain advantages, disadvantages are there. Particularly, rural student access is not there. Connectivity problems are there, and online courses. So, particularly, senior level student can understand, but junior level, unless face to face they are there, they won't be able to compete. But yeah, some because of pandemic, all universities, institutions are switched over to online courses. But here online courses, assessment is a challenge.
Yes.
Particularly assessment is concerned, we have a assessment tool, software tools are available. So some individual assessment of students could be done, but optimal level we cannot achieve the what is the assessment mode. But however, we can software tools are made available. Particular assessment, individual students could be given a problem or a particular solution, or assessment could be done independently through online. So even though it's a difficult situation, but some extent we may not be satisfied 100%, but to some extent we can able to address this problem by online assessment. That's why, so most of the university institution, what they are doing is mid-semester examination, they're asking students to come to institution batch wise.
Yes, sir.
So to address this problem,
Sir.
because the one thing is because we are not comfortable with online education in our country. So
Exactly.
because of pandemic, you are forced to go for this. So now we have gained experience after 8 months, 10 months. Now we are comfortable more. But to make a online learning, online assessment, I think we ought to go a long way. But we can address to some extent by adopting software tools so that assessment could be done by introducing this. Yeah,
Okay.
any other?
Yes, sir. Sir, there is one more question. Courses through MOOCs like Naptel, eSwim, uh, course, Coursera, how to make these assessment in course outcomes or learning outcome?
Actually, these MOOCs courses are general in nature because
Yes, sir.
it may not fit into our exact curriculum. They are in
Yes.
general nature, but that's why teacher's role is important. You have to identify, student may choose easy course so that he'll get credit. That's why head of the department or teacher concerned to moderate them, say this particular course which is nearer about our curriculum, you advise them to go for it. And assessment is concerned, of course, Coursera, they will conduct online assessment and they are giving certification. But we can suggest two courses only maximum allowed. Maybe you can suggest four courses which are matching to our curriculum. You take best only two out of that. So to have a equivalence coming to that. Okay. So,
Okay.
but there, whatever the MOOCs courses worldwide, they are actually not meant for Indian or our universities. MOOCs courses are worldwide. So we need to see which is nearest to our curriculum. That courses we can recommend to the student. So that assessment could be nearer to our assessment model
Okay.
to achieve outcome based.
Okay. 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 Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. I'm sure your address would definitely have paved way to all the faculties to understand the conceptual use of project-based learning and design of outcome-based curricula. Now, I would like to call our head of the department, Dr. Rohit Kaushik sir, for the vote of thanks.
Yeah,
Over
in
to you,
fact,
sir.
okay.
Thank you, Priyanka. I would like to express my sincere thanks to Dr. Reddy sir for giving an excellent coverage to the topic, that is project-based learning and design of outcome-based curriculum. Thank you, sir.
Thank you so much.
And I also wish to have you in our institute's future events as well.
Yeah, maybe if once pandemic is over,
Yeah.
I think you are in Greater Noida, na?
Yes, sir. That's in Greater Noida.
Yeah, maybe possibly we'll see after March.
Okay, okay. Oh, it will be very great, sir. It will be very great. In last, I would also like to express thankful gesture to our organizing team for wonderful support and unconditional efforts. Thank you, everyone. Sir, now I would like to express our sincere gratitude by showing certificate of appreciation to you, sir.
Thank you so much. Thank you,
Sir,
and wish
this
you all
one.
the best.
Sir, this one.
Okay, good. Excellent.
Uh,
Nice of you, Kaushik.
let's sir, another thing is that let's save the memory of clicking picture.
Oh,
So I
thank you.
request everyone to turn on your camera for clicking the picture. Every participants and organizing team, please allow participants to turn on the camera. Participants, hurry up fast. Dr. Gautam, taken.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So thank you everyone. Thank you Reddy sir. And
Thank you.
we'll meet on 27th for the another session of Xylem. And organizing team participants can leave the meeting, and this meeting will be carry on for Shaila ma'am.